Part 1 of this video ended with a question on why the agreement with China Electricité de France would be possible. Now, we'll try to find the explanation on why would Britain accept a deal where so many drawbacks are perceived. The following slides show objective information that provide clues for an explanation. For this writer, the reason for the deal can be related to the fact that the leading player in the UK electricity market is EDF, Electricité de France. A brief summary follows. EDF parent company in France strongly needs to revivify its nuclear fission business by consolidating a new class of reactors, called EPR, the type offered in the transaction. The first two such reactors are in construction in Europe, but they are presenting problems on costs and deadlines. If the three-part deal is materialized, EDF Energy in Britain would buy some of those reactors to France. China's presence would be helpful as fund supplier, and the French companies could boost then its problematic market. As EDF dominates the British market, the higher price of electricity would just be a problem that users would have to cope with. The next slides detail the process that led to those conclusions. This BBC report from 2008 can guide us on the way to find an explanation for the deal. In that year, EDF, Electricité de France, agreed to buy British Energy. Anger, as France becomes a nuclear power. In Britain, the French government seizes control of Britain's nuclear industry. A few years after those negotiations, most of the British electricity market was owned by Electricité de France. On the next slides we can see responsible information on EDF Energy and its parent company Electricité de France. EDF Energy is a wholly owned subsidiary of the EDF Group. EDF Energy as we know it today was born in 2003. The combination of EDF Energy and British Energy in 2009 forms one of the UK's largest energy companies. The combined business is the UK largest producer of electricity. Who owns EDF Energy? EDF Energy is part of the Electricité de France Group, one of the three largest energy companies in Europe. Electricité de France parent company shareholding structure is shown. EDF Group's share capital was split as shown in the diagram, with the French government owning more than 84%. So, most of the UK electricity business is now under the control of the French administration. This gives a first clue as to why the deal with China EDF could be accepted. Going back to our first slide, the images of the two chairmen can illustrate which side found the agreement really beneficial. Pierre Gaudani says he is delighted at the deal. The expression on his face can make the caption unnecessary. Another hint to our question can be found through the first paragraph on this article. It said, French energy firm, EDF, has unveiled plans to build 4 new nuclear reactors in the UK, after it agreed to buy British Energy in a £12.5 billion deal. The second clue is most important. It clarifies that EDF's main interest is selling nuclear reactors to Britain. It is convenient to consider which type of reactors EDF wants to sell. They are the newest EDF Areva development, called EPR. How are the EPRs behaving? Let's see what the nuclear industry says. In Olkiluoto, Finland, one of the first 2 EPR projects is being built. The other is in Flamanville, France. Construction started May 2005 but delays have been encountered, particularly on the reactor section. The cost overrun is considerable, possibly to €8.5 billion, and Areva has already made provision for write-down of €2.7 billion on the €3.3 billion project in its accounts. This report from World Nuclear News was dated October 31, 2013. Cost overruns and delays led to mutual claims. In October 2013, the amount in dispute was €2.6 billion. The Riva Siemens consortium has increased its claim against Finnish utility TVO. Construction started on the plant in May 2005 with completion originally scheduled for 2009. However, the project has been beset by a mix of delays, which have seen the startup date pushed back. TVO says that the plant may not now start regular electricity production until 2016. From Finland to France, a report on the Flamanville project, taken from Nuclear Engineering. The article is dated December 3, 2013. EDF began construction of the 1650-megawatt Flamanville 3 EPR in Normandy, France, on December 3, 2007. The reactor, which was initially expected to have a 54-month construction time, is now due to start up in late 2016. According to those reports of the nuclear industry, EPRs under construction are largely failing to meet expectations, in terms of costs and deadlines. So the question reappears, on why the agreement with China EDF could be convenient, if, in addition to the drawbacks mentioned in the press, nuclear sources report cost overruns and delays on current EPR projects. A third clue for an explanation may arise from examining the nuclear share on the global electricity market. This graph shows the evolution of nuclear energy production and share of total electricity to 2008. The source is the World Nuclear Association. Gross production is shown in light blue, and market share in violet. The arrow follows the market share evolution on the 20 years from 1988 to 2008, when its value dropped to about 15%. This other graph from World Nuclear Industry Status Report plots the latest years up to 2012. The arrow shows the market share trend from 2008 to end 2012, when its value fell further, to about 10%. Those graphs may suggest that the nuclear market would be doomed to a continuous decline. Let us recall the stock shareholding of Riva and EDF, the two companies interested in selling EPRs to UK. We have seen that the French government owned 84% of EDF. The situation is similar for Riva. Public sector holdings, of group capital, has risen close to 87%. To cope with the nuclear market decay, the French administration should make restless efforts to try to invigorate its nuclear market. To make EDF's UK subsidiary, EDF Energy, by Riva EDF reactors can be seen as a step in that direction. Such kind of step could be a likely explanation for the deal with China EDF, through which China would inject some necessary money in the business. Many people would be happy. The French administration would boost its nuclear business with external finance support. China would increase its power in today's world. And the British administration would, hopefully, start in the future some new electricity plants, its main exertion being to sign some documents, like the loan guarantees. Also pleased would be the portion of the British public that likes atomic energy, even with electricity at double cost and the current price. But the biggest advantage seems to be for the French administration and its problematic nuclear fission business.